Did Lil Meech ruin his own life, or was his downfall orchestrated by those he trusted the most? Consider this. Growing up with a name like Meech and suddenly gaining fame, wealth, and a role in a TV series thanks to a powerful figure like 50 Cent means you're not just acting, you're stepping into a legacy. But what happens when the very person who elevated you might also be the one sabotaging you? This narrative goes beyond mere conflict or betrayal. It delves into power dynamics, legacy struggles, and how young talent can be shaped, exploited, and ultimately left to fail. Lil Meech's rapid ascent to fame under 50 Cent's guidance seemed like a dream come true. However, behind the scenes, there's a more sinister angle. Was it all a setup? Let's analyze it. Hello everyone, welcome to Celebrity Cookies. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment your thoughts about the video. I hope to see you in our next cookies. Lil Meech began as 50's protege, cast to portray his own father in the BMF series, chosen by the man who transformed street tales into empires. For a time, everything appeared stable. They operated as a team, with 50 mentoring and supporting him. Then, unexpectedly, things took a strange turn. Lil Meech began associating with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, two of 50 Cent's fiercest rivals. Fans were shocked. Why would Meech, 50's carefully groomed star, align himself with the competition? Was he rebelling, or was he being manipulated? That's when rumors began to circulate. Some insiders suggest that Rick Ross and Floyd didn't genuinely care about Meech. To them, he was merely a pawn to irritate 50. The theory posits that these major players saw an opportunity to leverage the son of Big Meech, the man 50 had turned into a brand, to retaliate against the one who brought him into the spotlight. And Lil Meech, he might not have even been aware of it. Was he simply young and naive, or too entrenched to recognize what was happening? Now, let's discuss the finances. Reports indicate that Lil Meech squandered around $5 million in just a few years. Lavish spending on luxury items, designer clothes, and exotic cars characterized his lifestyle. But let's be honest, such extravagant spending doesn't happen by chance. Was it his own recklessness, or part of a scheme to keep him reliant? People close to the situation claim that seasoned industry figures encouraged this lifestyle, pushing him to flaunt his wealth and live extravagantly. Why? Because when you're broke and flashy, you're easier to manipulate. You're always in need of the next paycheck or favor. It's a leash disguised as luxury. Then, the situation took a darker turn. It was revealed that Lil Meech was battling an addiction to whippets, not just a casual phase, but a serious dependency. That's when 50 Cent intervened again, covering the costs for rehab, checking him into a facility, and overseeing his recovery. On the surface, this appeared to be an act of loyalty and mentorship. However, the timing raised questions. Was 50 genuinely helping out of affection, or was this just another means of maintaining control? Here's the essence of a text rephrased. When someone pulls you up from your lowest point, you feel a sense of obligation to them. This obligation is emotional and psychological, representing a form of power. Speaking of power, nothing conveys dominance quite like publicly humiliating someone. 50 Cent didn't hold back when he ridiculed Lil Meech on Instagram for squandering money, losing his way, and changing allegiances. In a series of posts, 50 relentlessly criticized him. But the real question is, was this public shaming merely petty behavior, or was it a calculated move? After all, what better way to undermine someone than to make them the center of a spectacle? 50 turned Lil Meech into a cautionary example, sending a clear message: betray me, and you'll be exposed too. And that's just the beginning. In an unexpected twist, 50 Cent escalated the situation by dragging Big Meech, yes, the actual Big Meech, into the fray, accusing him of collaborating with law enforcement and essentially labeling him a snitch. Big Meech quickly responded, insisting he would rather die than betray anyone. However, the damage had already been inflicted. 50 shared what he claimed were court documents for everyone to see. But why? Some believe 50's intent wasn't to reveal the truth, but to undermine Lil Meech's confidence. If you can shake a man's trust in his father, you can gain complete control over him. This tactic is straight out of the playbook for gaining power. If that wasn't enough, 50 went further by suggesting that Big Meech was envious of the relationship Lil Meech had with him. Yes, he implied that the man who raised Lil Meech was jealous of the man who helped him gain fame. Whether true or not, this accusation was a psychological bombshell. Now, Lil Meech finds himself caught between his father and his mentor, and no matter which side he chooses, he ends up losing. Was 50 Cent attempting to fracture a father-son bond to maintain control? Some insiders believe so, suggesting that the mentorship was never about support but about replacement. When Lil Meech eventually tried to assert his independence by teaming up with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, it was already too late. The damage had been done, and his fall from grace was severe. The people he thought would stand by him, they vanished. Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather capitalized on the situation, stirred up drama, and moved on. Meech was left isolated, embroiled in controversy, financially struggling, and ostracized by the very system that once elevated him. Now, he's in a desperate scramble to reconnect with former allies, attempting to mend the chaos and rebuild his life. But making a comeback won't be straightforward. In this industry, once you're deemed no longer useful, they move on. So, consider this. Were these just the poor decisions of a reckless young man, or was it a masterclass in manipulation by those who professed to support him? Did 50 Cent orchestrate Lil Meech's downfall from the start? Or did Lil Meech create his own downfall, one Instagram post at a time? Regardless, his story serves as a harsh reminder. In the realm of fame, loyalty can be a weapon, mentorship can ensnare you, and power is something that is never freely given. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this story intriguing, just wait for what's up next. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth explorations of the drama surrounding celebrity culture. Feel free to leave a comment. Do you believe 50 Cent crossed the line, or was he simply being honest? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the situation, so please share your opinions in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on this story.